Now that you've just finished all the Thanksgiving leftovers, it's time to go over November's numbers for Southern California. Hey there, Christian Walsh, Coldwell Banker Wire Associates. We are real estate brokers based in Southern California who help tenants and landlords, buyers and sellers in California and beyond. And we are here with a November wrap-up on sales in Southern California. And by popular demand, we're now including Riverside numbers. We'll continue to add more in Southern California, but we have a lot to go through as you've just finished up with your turkey leftovers and maybe you've started decorating for the holidays. There's a big change in the real estate market. We're experiencing the holiday slowdown that I kept talking about, wondering if it would be here. I am going to show you in the numbers. We're also going to go through foreclosure data for Orange County, LA, San Diego, and Riverside and show you how far behind we are. We're going to go through sales for homes and for multifamily in LA, Orange County, Riverside. And we're going to talk about headwinds in the market and tailwinds. So headwinds are things that are potentially slowing the market down. Tailwinds are things that are potentially speeding the market up. We have a lot of ground to cover. So if you're ready, hit that like button and we are going to dive right in. So let's discuss some of the headwinds in the market. And by headwinds, we mean the things that could potentially lead to a slowdown. And the big elephant, the big gorilla in the room, of course, is COVID-19. And we're seeing a dramatic increase in those numbers in all of California, the United States, and Southern California. So we are back in the purple, and we are within days of being back under a stay-at-home order yet again. So that is a big, big headwind, and that could lead into higher unemployment numbers, which will directly impact the market. So those are some of the headwinds we have, plus there's more. So non-payment of rent has been a big one. In California, we have AB 3088, and what that says is the tenants who cannot pay rent due to COVID-19 have until the end of January 2021, this coming January, to pay a minimum of 25% of their rent that they owe if they've missed since September. So if they don't, the tenants can start to be evicted on February 1st. The Treasury in Philadelphia crunched some numbers and says the tenants in California are behind $1.7 billion. So that is a lot of money to be behind, and that's a lot of money out of landlords' pockets. So that is a big headwind to the market. We don't know exactly if and when tenants are going to be able to catch up, especially when COVID-19 numbers are going up. So this also dovetails into the non-payment of mortgages. So this could be both for multifamily and for single family. And the numbers are high. We're at over 3 million mortgages that are in forbearance. But bear in mind, this is about 1/3 of the mortgages that were behind in the previous bust. There were over 10 million mortgages that were behind, so we're just over 3 million. The forbearance and foreclosure moratorium have been extended by the secondary mortgage market, so Fannie and Freddie. So it's been extended through at least the end of January. Originally it was the end of December. Now it's the end of January. So that means that those folks who can't pay have some additional time to get the forbearance started. Bear in mind that once a homeowner requests forbearance, they get 6 months. They can request an additional 6 months beyond that. So they have until January 31st to request the forbearance. So those are some of the headwinds we have in the market, but there are some tailwinds. There are some things that are going to help the market move faster, and the interest rates are a big one. So we, this week, yet again, hit a record low. So this week was an all-time record low for mortgages. They've been tracked since 1971 every week, and this was the lowest since 1971. So that certainly is going to help push buyers into the market. Another tailwind that could help increase confidence in the market for buyers and sellers as well are the stimulus plan talks. It does look like we will potentially have something maybe by the end of December, if not January or February for sure. We should get another stimulus injection into the economy, and that will definitely help. That would act as a tailwind to help increase confidence in the market and increase confidence in the real estate market. The other big tailwind is lack of inventory. So this has been a growing problem, or maybe I should say a shrinking problem. The number of homes for sale continues to shrink. The spring selling season, usually we get an influx of homes for sale. We'll see exactly how many we get. But coupled with buyers out there looking to lock in record low interest rates, there just may not be enough inventory. Well, what about the foreclosure wave everybody's talking about? And I've done videos on that, and I will do more. They extended the deadline for forbearance and foreclosures, so we're not going to start to see foreclosures yet. That's been extended through the end of January at least, could be extended again. So there's a lot of mortgages, about 28 million out there, where there's no risk of foreclosure for those mortgages, and it still would be 120 plus 90 plus 21 days minimum for those homes to come to the market. So folks, it could be 2022 before we start to see a foreclosure wave, and it may still not even be enough of a wave to offset the amount of demand. So that is certainly a tailwind to the market that's going to increase the real estate frenzy. It's that time again to go through the data. We're glad you're with us, and here we are. We've got Orange County, LA, Riverside, and a little bit of San Diego. So let me get out of the way so we can take a look, and I will show you the exciting holiday trend. So here in yellow is where 2020 was. Go ahead and look back at October, and you can see dramatic drop in Orange County for sales, escrows, and new listings. Now sales, like I talk about, sales are kind of old news by now. They've just successfully closed. So I'm less concerned about those. I'm looking at leading indicators. That's what I want you to look at. And leading indicators are escrows, so that's buyer demand, new listings, that's seller confidence, sellers coming to the market. So we can see, and we'll see this in a few other spots as well, particularly Riverside, it's crazy. But look at the difference between the properties that went into escrow and listings. Look at the difference. So the escrows are higher, over 400 higher than new listings. So that means every single listing theoretically was sucked up. There are not enough listings. And you can see that the escrows still, as you go back for November's, this is still a record high, and listings are pretty much uneventful. So there's not much going on in listings as you compare them to previous Novembers. We don't have enough inventory. Again, though, I want to show you, look at the big difference month over month. So if you look at October, you can see as we got into November, things definitely slowed down. That is typical for this time of year. Los Angeles County, we have a similar story where we have a big drop from October. You can see the escrows and listings, massive drop in listings. Still have a record number of properties that went into escrow, and still in this case we have pretty much average number of new listings. There are more listings than escrows, not many and not enough, so there's still going to be multiple offers for well-priced inventory, but you can see it's not as bad as other markets. And let's talk about another market where it's bad. So talk about multiple offers in this market. You can see here, when you look at 2020, again, same trend that we've seen. October to November, we saw a slowdown, but look at escrows. They're not off all that much. A little more than 200, not quite like LA and OC. So it's still hot out in Riverside, but listings way, way down. Record low listings for November, year over year going back, and way low month over month. So Riverside, if you're looking to buy, and what's happening is people in Orange County are looking in Riverside because they've been priced out of Orange County, and LA potentially as well. But you can see that there is not enough inventory for single family homes in Riverside right now. So it is a case of multiple offers. And here we are with the multifamily data. So you can see that 2020, we are up on escrows. We're still a little lower than October, but we're up if you look year over year. New listings, big drop in new listings. Looks like we have some leftover inventory, I'm going to guess, from October in Orange County for multifamily 2+ units in November. So you can see that the new listings that came in November was pretty much an average November, but a big drop month over month. And pretty much in line, so all the escrows sucked up all the new inventory, but you can see that there would have been leftover inventory from October. So kind of boring, I know, we've been saying that about multifamily. Not the same as single family at all. And here are your Los Angeles numbers. You can see similar thing, drops, big drops actually in all numbers as compared to October. We have big drops, and those November numbers look pretty uneventful, if not low, compared to November's year over year. LA has an eviction moratorium in place that is more strict than other parts of California. This is more strict than AB 3088. So that is, in my opinion, leading to a slowdown in sales. It is tougher to sell if you have tenants who aren't paying. And in LA, there's not much you can do about it. So that is the story in LA. And Riverside, we've included for the first time. Like we said, we're bringing in Riverside data. And for multifamily in Riverside, its numbers are very similar to Orange County with number of sales. Some drops from October in listings, but pretty much uneventful, a lot like Orange County when it comes to multifamily. Pretty uneventful, not like single family, not through the roof. My guess is when we run the numbers for the entire year, for single family, we may actually have more sales year over year. Multifamily, it's going to be low because we never made up for those lost sales that we lost March, April, May, June for multifamily, but we definitely made up in single family. So it'll be a photo finish, but I'm curious to see how it plays out. And of course, I'm going to bring you those numbers. Foreclosure data. So now we're talking about all property types. So this is residential, multifamily, industrial, anything that's been foreclosed on. And we're doing the first 3 quarters. We do not have the numbers for November yet. There's about a 2-week plus lag. So we don't have the numbers for November. We will report those when we have those. Should have them halfway through December-ish. But the first 3 quarters, if you look and see, and this trend you'll see in Orange County, LA and San Diego, you see numbers are down significantly for notices of default, notice of trustee sale, and the properties are actually foreclosed on. Those numbers are way, way down as compared to year over year, and definitely way, way down if you go back to 2009, 2010. So we get our numbers from Black Knight, and we're kind of tapped out there. It's tough to get the numbers much beyond 10 years past. So you can see that we couldn't get to 2009, 2008 when things were really rough. So here we are, LA, definitely low numbers. San Diego, low numbers for the year. We're off because of COVID. They slowed things down. But here's Riverside we're including for the first time. And this is actually interesting. We're not as far off on notices of default and notice of trustee sale as we are in the other counties. So they really were going like gangbusters in Riverside on the foreclosure process. We'll see how the numbers shake out for the year when we have those. But you can see, again, if you want to go ahead and crush an economy and you want 40 to 50 to 60% drops in values, that's what we had in Riverside, what you're going to need is you're going to need a whole heck of a lot more homes to get notices of default, notice of trustee sale, and REOs. So this is a fun tool we use called InfoSparks, and this compiles MLS data so that we can show the median home price. So what we're doing is we're doing single family, townhome, condos, and we're crunching those numbers together for the respective counties to come up with a median home price. And our email newsletter subscribers, they actually get to play with this chart and kind of move around and see what the data says. So Orange County peaked in August, 800,000. And then it dropped a tiny bit. The other counties continued to go up. LA peaked in October and then dropped into November to 725. But you can see that San Diego and Riverside continue to go up. Orange County is a little bit below that peak, but that is the median home price. So that has continued to go up with a slight dip that'll probably continue up again as the year starts. So the median home price has gone up dramatically. And the lows were 2008, 2009, and they were less than half of these numbers in these respective counties. So again, our email newsletter subscribers get this data. They can play with these numbers and see and track them. So make sure you subscribe to our email newsletter. We hope you found that helpful. We want your comments below. Let us know what you're seeing out there right now in Southern California and beyond. Are you seeing the same holiday slowdown? And what do you expect after the first of the year? Let us know. Of course, we'd love to have you subscribe to our email newsletter. We have a link down below for that. That's where you're going to get access to all these charts and graphs and fancy things. We'd love for you to have that. We keep a bunch of other updates coming. Also down below, you will find a link to sign up for foreclosures as they come to the market. And you can sign up to track foreclosures as well. So those are a few other links that we've provided. We hope you have an amazing holiday season. We're going to come back with an update halfway through December. Can't wait to share that, see where things are headed. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'd love to have you subscribe if you haven't. This has been Christian Walsh, Coldwell Banker Wire Associates, and we appreciate you.